Hey everybody, this is Kana's Corner, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan. And sitting in Kana's Corner today is Doug Erholtz. And believe me, he's awesome. He's Jin from Bleach, which is an amazing
Woo!
series that I think all of you guys have seen.
Right.
And now you specifically, you get to kind of play a very, I think he's an evil character, kind of very smiley, sly character, correct?
Oh, Gain and Bleach. Yeah, he is they call him the Silver Fox. He's very notorious for looking one way and having much different uh, things going on in his head than what he appears to be. So yeah, very fun.
That must be a lot of fun though to voice a villain and to be all devious.
It is actually. We're just starting up recording recently, and he's kind of been in the background for a while, but I believe the story is going to pick up, and we're going to see a little bit more of Geen, so it'll be fun.
And now I heard from a few other voice actors that when people went into audition for that series, it was very secretive.
Yeah, I mean, like most of this stuff is, usually what happens is we'll just get a call from a production company, and that's their Studiopolis, and they basically just say, hey, we're having auditions for a new show, and that's the only information they give you. And sometimes you'll actually have to sign like a non-disclosure agreement once you audition for it too. So, but yeah, it was. And it's funny because you go in and audition for all these different shows, and sometimes you forget which you read for, and because sometimes they don't cast it for a month or two, and I remember them giving me the call and saying, yeah, you're playing this one character. I'm like, I don't even remember reading for that, but it kind of came to me actually when we stepped into the booth and started recording, so it's fun stuff.
Now, are you kind of surprised about the whole popularity that surrounds the series?
It's amazing because it's such a complete universe in and of itself. And there are so many, I personally, I have not followed it as, adamantly as a lot of our fans have. But it's amazing how much has gone into the series as far as just the detail and the storylines and subplots and so on. And it's really thrilling to see how much fans put into the show. It's fun.
And now, so you get to handle a lot of fan reactions too when you visit conventions and things like that, correct?
Yeah, that's always fun.
You ever have any wild moments?
No, it's adorable because a lot of the fans, really don't know what they always kind of assume with the idea of how this character sounds and how the character looks that the person actually voicing it is going to look somewhat like that, and which is not very true in cases. But we had, I think it was forget where, I think it was Long Beach. There was a Long Beach convention, and we had recorded a show called Mao, and one of my really good friends Yuri and I were there signing off, and it's adorable because some of the fans get so excited and nervous because this is such a big thing for them. And, we're just normal human beings. It's not anything to get so nervous about. But there was a little girl that was shaking and she kind of started crying. Like, oh my gosh, it's okay. So that was cute. Yeah.
I mean, I remember back in the day during my first convention, those sort of things were very common. But
yeah.
I do think there is a little bit of interference with your phone, just a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit.
It's okay. We'll get through
it. There we go.
I do remember back in the day, though. I think when I was like 10, 11, where it was like, ooh, they do the voices, But it's funny to see, I guess, older kids, still in the 18s and the 20s, who are like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's especially with anime, there's a core group of fans that are usually in their early teens, but it's really cross generational, really, and especially with some of the voiceover work we do for video games. We shoot I see gamers that are anywhere between 5 and 50. So, if we get a product to put out there and they like it, I'm all for it.
And it's true that it seems that your fans do love you because they're calling for you in our chat.
It's very, very sweet. Yeah, actually, I think Yuri actually was the one that turned me on to you guys. He said, "Yeah, they've been looking for you." I told him I'd shoot you an email, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." So I went online and checked it out, and I started seeing all my friends that actually you guys have interviewed too. So I thought, yeah, let's get on board.
Oh, awesome stuff. I mean, we've interviewed Yuri, I think, 2 times in the past with Tara, and they're always a lot of fun to have on, so it's really cool that you guys are friends.
Yeah. It's funny. Usually people call me, Yuri and I are very similar. A lot of people, when they meet us at a convention or we're together like that, we're about the same height. We look very similar, which is weird. And our birthdays, I think, are maybe 2 weeks apart.
Oh,
but,
wow.
I'm called he's the good and I'm the bad twin. So you can probably see a lot of that in the voiceover work that I do.
Brothers separated at birth.
Exactly.
Now, I'm curious, on the notion of cons, do you have any conventions coming up?
Nothing too soon in the future. Just doing a lot of recording. We got a couple projects that we're just waiting to kind of get the scripts back on and start those up. So
awesome stuff. We're going to take a short break here on 91.8 Fan, but for everybody tuning in, make sure to stay tuned because we'll have more in 91.8thefan.com. Have you logged on today?
Who, me? No. No?
iStock's daily news show, video reviews, articles, forums, and an anime directory. Don't get left behind. Log in today. Only on
918thefan.com?
918thefan.com.
All right, 918thefan.com.
Hey everybody, you're tuned in to 91.8 Fan, and we're back in Kana's Corner. Apparently, I did scare off my guest. I was lying. I fangirled on him, and he was just, he just couldn't take it anymore.
I couldn't. I was scared. I was so scared.
I brought him back.
Yeah, well, yeah, the irony was we had just talked about, we were just talking about drop calls and how they do that. And the irony is, there we go. The call was dropped.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure. We missed you though for the small time that you were gone.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But back with the interview, I did want to say that you did have such a villainous character in Bleach, but you sort of get to play the opposite character when you look at Squall from Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's the funny thing is that with that character, he's actually, a lot of people think he's kind of a jerk, although he is a good guy. And, where Geen from Bleach, he's always acts very super sweet to people. He has devious motives, but Squall, on the other hand, kind of has a chip on his shoulder. And although he has good intentions, he sometimes comes across as a little bit brash and a little bit standoffish. So it's funny. I usually don't read interviews about this stuff because, it's very, subjective, but I read one and I forget who had written it, but it was like, yeah, he just sounds like a jerk. I don't know if I like his character. I'm like going, well, I'm just reading it the way the director's telling me to. So, but yeah, that's actually a very fun role to play.
Well, at the same time, that must be really exciting for you to sort of be a part of a Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, I mean, it was really exciting to start off. We started off recording in Kingdom Hearts. I'd replaced David Boreanaz, I believe. He was the original voice, and so we came in and started recording, and it's been a real fun journey with that character.
And that must be really fun because whenever they have a new franchise or a new part of the series, you can just step in.
Exactly. So I know, I think there might be something coming up pretty soon. I'm not positive, but it looks pretty good.
That sounds really interesting. Hopefully, you'll keep us updated and we can update all the fans here.
Sure. Cool.
Now, do you have any interesting projects coming up? Anything you want to promote or plug for our listeners to follow?
Yeah, actually, on a personal note, I'm an artist and a writer as well, and I'm working on about 3 different original projects myself. One would be probably more attuned to like a kind of a Adult Swim, kind of the 15-minute segments like they have, Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Robot Chicken. A little bit more adult in that aspect. I'm working on a series and cartoon series, half-hour series, and then also I'm working on a feature-length film. So I do all the character design and write the scripts and all that stuff. So it's a lot of work, but in the end we'll see. Hopefully our fans will be out there and on board for those too.
That must be really exciting, and hopefully if it goes through, you can voice some of the characters too. Win-win.
Well, that's the deal. I'm trying to follow in the footsteps of, Trey and Matt from South Park and Seth MacFarlane, how they basically are the creators and they do a lot of the voices, if not most of, so.
Oh, definitely. And now I'm a little bit curious, do you have any other projects that maybe just came out or that the fans should pick up if they haven't yet?
Well, it's interesting. There is, a lot of anime fans are familiar with mostly Japanese cartoons that we redub in English. But there's a really neat show that we just finished up dubbing the first season of. It's called El Chavo del Ocho, and it's a show that became famous in Mexico. It was based on a live-action series that I would liken it maybe to the Carol Burnett show, where a lot of the adults played kids, and it centers around this kid named Chavo that lives in a barrel. He's homeless, lives in the barrel in this courtyard of this little apartment complex. And I would say it's kind of South Parkish, just with kind of the interactions with the characters and how the kids act. But so that show started in the 70s as an action show, and within the last, I think, 5 years, they took most of the audio for it and they animated it, the Spanish audio, and the animation actually came out really cute. And now we are dubbing it in English. So it's a lot of fun. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to actually air the show, but I think they originally said that we were dubbing it in English for the South African audience. I have no idea. So, but I'm sure that at some point it'll be either on DVD or it might be airing. So we're going to start up on the second. The second season is going to be coming up in about a month.
That'll be pretty interesting, and that's something very different that your fans can see you in.
Exactly, yeah. And it's fun because I get to play 2 of the main characters in that. I play a named Kiko, who's kind of, I would say he's kind of like Eric Cartman, so kind of flat. and then I get to play one of the older guys named, well, his name in the show is called, in the original Spanish version is Don Ramon, but I guess we changed his name to Raymond to make it more American sounding, I guess. But it's a really cute show. You can probably find it on YouTube as far as the animation is concerned. I don't believe you're going to find it dubbed yet, but it's definitely up.
Oh, no, that's understandable. And for all your fans listening, is there any way they can keep updated on any upcoming projects you might have?
I can't talk about them. That's what sucks.
Well, no, I mean like a Facebook or a Twitter or something.
I am on Facebook. I do have a lot of groovy fans on there. I'm one of those people that, as much as I appreciate modern technology, I'm such a bonehead when it comes to it. I've been on Facebook for probably a year or 2 years, and I have to have like an ex-girlfriend come over and show me how to make all the things work on there. So I'm on Facebook, was on MySpace, not any longer, and I'm going to actually be putting together a fan page here pretty soon. So look forward to that.
That's very exciting. But if you do have a problem with Facebook, I would recommend Twitter because it's so much easier.
Oh, I don't want to be a twit. Please don't make me a twit. You know, it's so funny. Like, that is the last frontier for me. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting Twitter. But, you know, I'll probably succumb one of these days, just like I did with Facebook. So, well.
I know how you feel. I was like, okay, I found a social media. It was just Twitter. And then I started going and being pulled onto Facebook. Hey, I found you on Facebook. I don't sign on to my Facebook. I just made it. Hey, I found you on... Oh, damn it.
Well, and that's the funny thing is there was actually a South Park episode, I think it was last week, and it was based upon one of the characters, Stan, said, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be on there. You know, what the heck's it? You know, it doesn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's exactly how I feel. And in fact, I just posted yesterday, you know, I hate Facebook. You guys are cool, but I can't stand Facebook because I'll never date with it. People are always like, dude, why didn't you message me back? Dude, I wrote on your wall. Like, because I'm a bonehead.
Well, don't try and delete your account. You might be sucked into the world of Tron.
Exactly. And have to play Yahtzee.
Hopefully, are you good at Yahtzee? Do you think you could win?
Oh no. I'd rather race you in a speeder bike race.
Well, now you know what
to
challenge Doug out.
For all of you out there that don't know what we're talking about, it was the South Park.
Yeah, I actually just watched it recently. I heard it was a hilarious episode about Farmville. I'm not allowed to play Farmville. Yeah. I have several people telling me I can't try it.
Because you're going to kill the crops, and I don't know, are there animals too?
I think so. Maybe you can give people pigs. I don't know. But is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there?
Nope, just stay tuned, guys. Love you guys so much for being fans. It means the world to me, and whenever I get a chance to see you guys at another convention, feel free to come up and say hello.
Awesome stuff. And before we let you go, I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Totally. Let's do this. What is it?
Everybody who comes on, we ask if they do a bump for us. You can do it in your voice, a silly voice, whatever. All we're asking is if you'd be willing to say, my name is, I do this, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Got it.
So whenever you're ready.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Doug Erholtz, and I'm a voice actor, and you are tuned in to 98.1 The Fan.
That was wonderful, but it's 91.8.
Are you serious?
91.8, let's do this again. One more time, people. You ready?
Yes.
Hey, this is Doug Erholtz. I'm a voice actor, and you are listening to 91.8, The Fan.
All right, Batman in the house.
That was my sexy voice.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Look forward to talking to you guys in the future.
Awesome stuff. And for everybody out there listening, if you missed any of this interview, it'll be up on the site within the next 2 days. So stay tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want, nothing.